remember my very first day working as an intern at this fun boutique consulting strategy firm. I remember I'm getting into a problem solving session, and I met this guy that can solve everything very structurally, but at the same time in a very creative way. And he was a graduate from one of the most prestigious business school in the world. Sadly, not the one I'm getting into, but at that time, I realized, okay, I want to do an MBA just to be like that. And more personally, why I do an MBA, because first I want to take a break. At that time, I was like, at the fifth year of my work, I want to recalibrate myself, whether this is still the thing I want to do or not. I want to get a taste of other industries because at that time I'm working as an infrastructure consultant, and I want to get a taste of other industries because there are a lot to do in this world. Right? And last but not least, I want to find what's next for me. And that relates to the where for the career progression, I'm already like at the end of my analyst level career progression. So if I want to move up, it's better for me to do an MBA. And by that time, it's also end of an era. So that time is the end of Jokowi's first term. And as an infrastructure consultant, during the election, it will be like a dead period. So better for me to look to do something else. And also age. Age is like relative to other things in life. For example, you want to have son by like when you are 35. You want to get married by you are like 30 something. So if I want to do MBA before all those stuff, I need to do it like probably 28, 27 years old. And the last question is where. So after all your consideration, you need to see the school that suits your characteristic and your goal. Alumni is a good proxy actually. Like one of my mentor, Ayu Kartika Dewi, she told me that if you want to see what you can get after your MBA, talk to the alumni and okay, probably those alumni is the best representation of what you'll become in 5 years or 10 years. Okay, now moving to the strategy part. So I divided into two, fortifying strength and mitigating weakness. Because you want to present the best version of yourself, right? So you need to fortify yourself. Right? From my point of view, I have a public sector career. I want to shape it because I want to offer a thing that no other candidates or like less of the majority of the candidates have, which is a public sector career. Most of the MBA candidates will have like private sector career. It's always okay to be unique. And second, it's about enhancing my social service role. Well, while I was reading at my CV, I realized that, okay, I do a lot of social service, like non-profit things like internship, like even my first internship is an unpaid one. So I need to fortify and strengthen that kind of perspective because that's not a thing that a lot of MBA candidates do. And lastly, I'm playing my diversity and first gen card. So this is something funny about diversity. So one time from China, most of the applicants from China to Harvard Business School identify themselves as LGBTQ because they want to play their diversity card. But you don't need to play it that way. Just be yourself. Everybody has a diversity card to play since you are from Indonesia. And the second part is mitigating weakness. First one, I need to secure my funding, right? Because I don't have the money to do the MBA. It's better to buy an apartment in Jakarta rather than doing MBA. And the second one, find the right angle for my undergraduate result. My undergraduate result sucks. I help with G20 initiative of Global Infrastructure Hub, where we create a platform to promote infrastructure projects from all around the world in one website that investors can access and government can edit their projects at. And after I fortify my strength and mitigate my weakness, I move to the preparation part. So this is very technical, guys. GMAT is a hygiene factor. Don't worry too much about it. Take it 2 to 3 times maximum. Because in my experience, after 2 or 3 times, the score doesn't change as much. Why I can tell you that? Because I took it 7 times. The maximum amount you can take it as a human being is 8 times. I took it 7 times.
Essay, you want to write a Ferrari essay, not an angkot essay. Why Ferrari? Because you want to show that you are a solid, good candidate, not an angkot candidate. You could put like so many accessories to an angkot, but you're still an angkot, right? And business school doesn't want an angkot. You focus on what you're good and don't put too many like I joined this, I joined that. That doesn't work for me. And the second one is coherent. You need to be coherent. Like what's your past experience, what you are doing now, and what you're going to do. And last session in 2 years, that's like painful. Write it in like at least 2 or 3 months. So you can do like, you write it, you let it sit for like 1 week, you do it again. Iterations also involve like review from peers and like alumni. Recommendation, it's about mainly relation with you, the closer they work with you is the better. But you need to find a good balance about it. And information also needs to act as a buy-in of things. So make sure it like tell the same things, but also add additional things about your unit. And lastly, customize it for every other school. Don't use the same recommendation for all schools. And for interview, it's simple. Don't forget to smile. Make sure it's two ways. You need to also ask about the school, not only the school asking about you. And if you have the chance, do it face to face. Like it just gives you more energy. It gives you more confidence. Like it also show that you are serious about the business school. And lastly, it's about the decision whether you enroll, defer, or restart. If you click the priority, it's definitely enroll, but also consider that if you have like a better career or like, for example, a lot of candidates get like, okay, since you are accepted in this school, your boss just drop that MBA, just work for me because I'm going to do it like that. It was one of friend, he was going to do MBA at Berkeley, and then okay, just I'm going to be a finance minister, just work for me. It happens like that, then defer it. And but if you don't really go to the school that you need, you can always restart your progress and start it all over again. Like you don't need to rush your MBA. You can take your time, and I hope you get the best.